back. In this session, we're going to do a little bit of revision on what is, of course, one of the most important techniques in InDesign, and that is character, paragraph, and object styles. But we're going to go a little bit deeper into them. And in your next session, we're going to go super advanced with them. So I want you to, as you get used to InDesign, refer back to these two videos and just remember what is possible. Okay, and implement it right from the get-go. Remember when we said we need to define our object or our character and paragraph styles in the beginning? If you look at a document like a magazine layout, where we have a lot of styling, for instance, for the font, we have a lot of styling for our headings for our articles, and we have styling for the tables. When we start publication like that, we can spend a few hours setting up our character and paragraph styles so that they are ready when we start with the document. Look, for instance, how many character styles we have for this publication. So everything that we want to format, we can quickly format. And like I said to you in chapter 1, if the client comes back to you and says, look, I really don't like the way you did these pull quotes, and those pull quotes appear on a lot of pages. So instead of having to go to all those pages and changing them, we go to the character style and we make the change, and automatically it updates throughout the document. So character styles, remember, has to do with the look of an element or the text, while paragraph styles has to do with the look and formatting of paragraphs. So here you also notice we've got lots and lots of paragraph styles for this document. So the copy, for instance, all the body copy for this publication uses this body text paragraph style, and all the cell copy for tables uses another paragraph style. And there's another paragraph style, for instance, for these overviews. So, planning them carefully from the get-go saves you an enormous amount of time. So I'm going to jump back to our document, and I'm on page 8 and 9 if you do want to try it yourself as well. We're going to start again just looking at character styles. So let's zoom in. Yeah. Over here, I have 3 headings or 3 lines of text. I want to set up one of them to have a specific look, and then obviously apply it to the other 2. Okay, so let's start and make this impact font, and we might change the size of it, and we might make them blue. And just to be extra funky here, let's give it a very fun outline. We can go even funner with that. There we go. Oh, that actually looks terrible. Let's not do that. Okay, let's make the outline nothing. Okay, so we want to apply that same style to these 2 and maybe a lot of other headings in our document. So with that still selected, we go to Window, Styles,
Character styles.
and
We click on this little menu.
we click on New Character Style. And this one we can call My Heading. It's not based on another character style. This based on means you're creating sort of a parent and child relationship between character styles, that it inherits styles from another character style. We don't have that here. So they've recorded all the settings on that one element. And remember, we need to apply it to the selection. Always tick that box. Now you can see that over here's all the different things that a character style can record. So every one of these you've got the character color, you have the underline options, strike through options. All of this, can be changed for that character style.
Alright. So now we can select
Both those other elements and just apply the same style. And so what if they now come back to you and say they don't like the color or the font? No problem. We double click our character style and we go to our character color and we make this maybe into a red. We go to our basic character formatting and we select the new font that they might want. Let's use Copperplate Gothic Bold. And we click OK, and look how that updates automatically. Right. So, that's character styles. What did paragraph styles do? It recorded the settings of the paragraph. So just quickly, same thing. We could have a font change there if we wanted to. We could have the size of the font. We could also then go to the paragraph settings, and these are the ones that's always recorded. So we can tell it to justify the text. We can tell it to have a drop gap of 2 lines. We can indent it. We can do all these little things with it. And then we go back to window styles and paragraph styles, and we create a new paragraph style. Let's call it my style 2. It's not based on another paragraph style, and we applied the style to the selection. Now there's something interesting that I'm going to tell you about now already in anticipation of our advanced style sheets session next up. So the next style is when you create a hierarchy of styles to be applied one after the other. So the paragraph style can tell it when it sees a next paragraph underneath it to apply a different style. How cool is that? And you'll see the power of that in the next session. Okay, so we've got this style. We click OK. And now we can select the other 2 paragraphs. And voila. We can apply that same style. So paragraph style is pretty simple as well. Now let's move on to nested styles. Here it's going to get slightly more tricky. A nested style is created when you want to control content in, for instance, this example. So let's say, for instance, everything in front of the colon is supposed to be red. Then everything after the colon is supposed to be blue. Then red, then blue, and so on. Now we could have done it manually, but that didn't take a lot of time, especially if there's lots of these in a document. So a nested style would be a clever paragraph style, which can do this for us automatically. Now, in order to make a nested style, you create a paragraph style with that nested style in it. So it's actually just, a paragraph style on steroids. But a nested style needs character styles. Okay, that sounds confusing. But in order to tell this text that it should be red and this blue, we have to go and define 2 character styles. Because remember, character styles has to do with the look of the text. So I'm going to open up my character style panel. And I've created the 2 words here, red and blue, with the formatting that we want for it. Remember, we have to create it first so that InDesign can pick up this style. So we select red. We go to new character style. And we call this character style red. And apply, of course. And this one, new character style.
and we'll call
This blue. Okay, now we have those 2 character styles ready. Now we need to create a paragraph style for all 3 of these. So we select them together. Because whatever we're about to create is applied to all three of them because they've got paragraph breaks after them, so that each scene as a separate paragraph. Now we go to paragraph styles and we click on new paragraph style. Now paragraph styles can get confusing because look how many options there are for it. Okay, so there's so many different things that can be recorded inside a paragraph style. In your next session we will get further into that, but your nested styles is under drop caps and nested styles. And let's just give this style a name first, and we'll call it nested style. Now, under drop caps and nested style, you'll see the nested style section. And we'll tell it we want to create a new nested style. And it says to us, okay, what character style? Remember why I said to you, we had to create the character styles? What character style do you want to apply first? And we wanted the red, because that word, everything in front of the colon should be red. Now it's telling us red will be applied through to one word. Would that suffice? No, because it will make the word where red. It will work in the first one. But in the second one, it won't work because there's 4 words in front of the colon. And there's 2 words in front of the colon. So we need to find a different function. So we're going to tell it through to not one word, but there's a drop down, and we can select any of these. But we're not limited to that. We can actually type in the character. We can say, make it red through to the colon. So we just put a colon in there. And then we tell it, new nested style, afterwards, make it blue. When you get to the colon, apply the blue character style through to what? The end of the sentence. Because we don't know how much or how many words is after the colon. So we just tell it to the end of the sentence. And that's it. It's as simple as that. If we click OK, it will now apply our new paragraph style. Actually, look at that. Just like that. So we actually programmed it on how to create it. And if we have a similar situation somewhere else in our document or our publication, we just select the text and we go and click on our nested style. Brilliant. Okay, lastly, let's recap on object styles. What an object style do? It recorded everything to do with the look of an object. For instance, the drop shadow, the stroke, the fill, any effect that's on it. So if we select this object over here and we want to apply it to all the other objects, we go Window, Styles, Object Styles. New object style. We'll call it My Object Style. It's not based on anything. And it records all of the settings currently on this object. Now, look how many this one can do. There's all my effects. There's all my basic attributes. There's also effects for the object, the stroke, the fill, and the text. So we can apply effects to the whole object, or just the stroke, or just the fill. So it gets quite complicated here. And we can even tell it that if there is paragraph text inside of this object, then we can apply a certain paragraph style to it. Okay, but we will do that in our next session. So now all we do is we click on OK. And we have our new object style ready. And we go and click it. And it applies that same style to all those objects. Okay, and again, if you want to play, for instance, now change the stroke color, we just go back to that object style, double click on it, and we can tell it, okay, now the stroke color should be red. And okay. And voila, they will update. Why did this one not update? What happened here? Remember when we defined the style? When we went here? we neglected to apply style to selection. That's why I said to you, it's so important to always do that. But no problem. We can still go and apply the new class or the new object style to that object. Okay, so nice revision there for you.